Let's get in today's video. 7 tips for real estate agents to be successful at the last quarter of 2023. Now, if you're watching this video 7 years later, these tips are still going to apply. So these are 7 tips that you could use as a real estate agent, as a team leader, as a broker owner, at any point in your career to be successful. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Number 7, don't chase shiny objects. As soon as you get that license, as soon as you create a Realtor.com profile, as soon as you create your EXP professional profile, people are going to start reaching out to you. They're going to try to start selling you lead gen. They're going to start trying to sell you CRMs. They're going to try to start selling you client appreciation gifts, all sorts of stuff. Do not chase the shiny objects. Stick to the basics. Prospecting, writing contracts, and closing deals. Prospecting, writing contracts, and closing deals. Kelly's going to help you with onboarding. During the onboarding, you're going to be introduced to KV Core. You're going to be introduced to the Channel Junkies network. Focus on KV Core training. Focus on your Channel Junkies network training. And if you're a newer agent, you're going to go ahead and do the mentorship training, which is better than my college education, guys. It is so valuable. I've gone through it twice. I love it. I'm a mentor. I help mentor agents in my state, in my area. But as far as like sales training, as far as real estate sales training, as far as real estate sales process from prospecting to close, guys, it is more valuable than my college education. Do not start chasing shiny objects. Stick to KV Core, stick to Channel Junkies, prospect, write contracts, close deals. Number 7, do not chase shiny objects. Number 6, you're gonna wanna hire a TC, or you're definitely gonna wanna follow my regimen of Monday and Thursday follow-ups on your listings and your escrows. If you don't hire a transaction coordinator, every Monday, follow up on all your listings, check in with them all, follow up on all your escrows, check in with them all. The other agent on the other side, your customer that you're helping, the title company, follow up with everyone involved. Thursday, rinse and repeat for all your escrows. Rinse and repeat for your listings. Check in with them. Refresh your ads. Refresh your social media posts. Touch base with the seller. Ask the seller how things are going. Ask if they have any questions. But if you don't hire a TC, you have to stay on top of your paperwork and you have to stay on top of your current files. A TC will help you with all your paperwork. They'll help you stay in touch. They'll help you stay on top of all your files. But if you don't have a TC, every Monday and Thursday, you have to do that as an agent. I still handle 50-50 of all my deals. If I'm super overwhelmed, if I've got more than 4 escrows or 4 referrals going on at one time, then I definitely start hiring a TC. If I don't, I can handle 4 escrows / 4 referrals pretty easily on my own with a TC. But that's me. That may not be you, okay? I have systems, I have processes. I've been doing it 17 years. If you aren't on top of all your paperwork, hire a TC. A TC is more valuable than a fine. A TC is more valuable than losing future business from a current customer because you're not doing your paperwork correctly, you're not following up correctly. Does that make sense? Hire TC or stay on top of your paperwork. Item number 6. Item number 5. It's all about being good at sales. It's about explaining the process you're going through and explaining the next step very, very thoroughly. Item number 5, explaining the process so thoroughly that you feel like you're over explaining it, but to the consumer, to the customer that you're helping, it's valuable information. And as an agent, as a team leader, and as a broker owner, it also makes your job easier because people know what to expect on the next step, i.e. the initial listing call that you get. You ask them the 5 questions, get their payoff, get their email address, let them know you're going to do a market evaluation, email it over to them so you guys can go over the market comparables, you can set the price, and you can schedule a photo shoot. That's simple, guys. It's that simple. Explain the process you're working on, explain the next step, and then execute. Go to it. Do it. Every week I do a real estate live video. One video is how to buy a home. Next week, how to sell a home. Next week, how to become a real estate agent. And I do that every single month. I do 3 of those videos every single month. I'm constantly explaining the next process, so that when it comes time for me to explain the next process to the consumer that I'm helping, it is so built in, it is so muscle memory for me and my business, I just automatically do it. If you can tell the customer what you're working on, and if you can explain to that customer that next step, that customer has less stress, and that customer knows what to do next to get to the next step in the process. Explain the current step, explain the next step, and execute. That's item number 5. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if that's helpful. Item number 4 that will help you be immensely successful as an agent, that will help you be immensely successful as a team leader, and that will help you be immensely successful as a broker owner is always execute the next step and write the contract. You're in sales. People already want to buy something. Whether that's a new agent that you're bringing on, whether that's a new team leader that you're bringing on, whether that's a customer listing a house or a customer buying a house, they want to do the next step. You explain the next step, you execute the contract. Guys, out of all the houses that we've looked at, this one seems to be exactly the right one. And you guys seem to be really into it compared to those that we looked at. Is it the right one? Ask them. Is it the right one? Ask them. Perfect. The next step is we just make the offer based on comparables that you guys have in your packet that I'm looking at. The house seems to be priced pretty quick, pretty nice, and it's its first day on the market. To ensure you don't lose it to someone else, do you guys want to go 10,000 over? Ask them the next step. Well, we don't feel like going 10,000 over, but we don't want to lose it. Let's do what's called an, God, I can't even think of the dumb name of the paperwork. I use it all the time. Escalation clause. Let's use an escalation clause in that instance. Let's say we'll go $2,500 over the next best offer up to 10,000. That way you guys don't lose it. Does that sound fair? Yeah, we don't want to lose it over $2,500. Perfect. I'll put the paperwork together, get it emailed over to you. By the time you get home, you'll have it in front of you. Let's go over the paperwork over the phone, then you guys can sign it. Does that sound good? Yes, perfect. Let's do that. Talk about the next step, get contracts executed. There are 3 things you do as a real estate agent. It is prospect, write contracts, close deals. Team leaders kind of do the same thing. Broker owners kind of do the same thing, but they're more team oriented and they're more broker oriented. But prospecting, writing contracts, closing deals, that's the basics for every single real estate agent. Item number 3, guys, you're gonna hear this on every single sales process. You're gonna read it in every single sales book. You're gonna see it at every single sales seminar. You have to follow up with your leads. When I'm prospecting sellers, I follow up with them. They get a once-a-month email from my CRM about general real estate videos. They also get a once-a-month email in the middle of the month about market updates for their zip code, for their city, or for their area, school district, etc., etc. Some of them, they're so rural, they get updates for their county. But you have to follow up with your leads. And I also send out football magnets, and I send out beginning of the year magnets, guys. You have to follow up with your leads. I also send out 4 postcards per year to all of my past customers, and I also check in with them. I call and wish them happy birthday on their birthdays. I text them happy birthday on their birthdays. If for some reason I don't have their phone or text, I'm a horrible sales agent, but I'll get on Facebook and I'll wish them happy birthday on Facebook. You have to follow up with all your leads all the time. If you're not following up with them and I happen to run across them when I'm circled prospecting or at an open house or something like that, guys, you better bet that I'm following up with them, and you might lose their business to someone like me. Don't lose your leads. Leads are most expensive to acquire. They're cheap to keep. Most expensive to acquire, cheap to keep. Follow up with all your leads. Item number 2, you got to connect with your leads. You can't just get a name and a number, throw it in your database and think, hey, I just got a lead. You've got to bond with them. You got to connect with them. You got to analyze which what is it called? Attitude they are? No, what is it called? It's like the being of who they are. Their personality type. You got to find out what personality type they are, and you got to connect with them. Do they have kids? You got to connect with them on a kid basis. Do they enjoy working out? You got to connect with them on a workout basis. And be sure to add them. If they got an Apple Watch, add them to your Apple Fit circle. add them to your Apple Fit circle and text them little attaboys and congratulations whenever they accomplish things. Okay, it is super motivating. It is super motivating to connect with people, especially in a health-wise on the Apple Watch. I had no idea, I just got it. DM me if you got an Apple Watch and you want to connect. But connect with your leads. If you don't connect with them, you're just another salesperson. You got to connect with them, you got to bond with them, then they'll give you your business. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if that makes sense. And the number one thing that you need to do to be a successful salesman or a successful saleswoman, guys, is prospect. Pick up the phone and dial. Schedule open houses. Make your lifestyle content videos, just like we teach at Channel Junkies. We just do what Jesse Jackson says, guys. You want the whole layout, you want to know what you get, look, DM me, I'll send you my blog link. You'll see the over $18,000 worth of training that you get when you're part of the Channel Junkies network at eXp Realty. I want you to be successful, but to do that as a salesman, even as a team leader, even as a broker owner, you have to prospect. Whether you're prospecting for sellers, prospecting for buyers, prospecting for showing agents, prospecting for listing agents, prospecting for team leaders, prospecting for agents. If you're not prospecting, you're not constantly building your database, you're not constantly building your customer base, you're not constantly selling products, whether that's houses, the team leadership, or the broker ownership. Guys, you have to prospect. And you guys, you broker owners, you know that I mean, like super teams at eXp Realty. That's what I mean, because you could give some amazing team commission splits to agents that aren't icon producing agents at eXp Realty. DM me and I'll get you the team leadership structure that eXp Realty provides, so that you've got that to weigh how amazing it is what Glenn Sanford built over here at eXp Realty. But you have to prospect, whether that's picking up the phone and calling 300 homeowners, whether that's picking up the phone, calling 75 agents, whether that's picking up the phone and calling, that's really all the prospecting that you could do. But whether that's holding open houses, whether it's building lifestyle content video that attracts consumers at the top of the funnel, just like Jesse Jackson teaches, not at the bottom of the funnel, the top of the funnel, you have to prospect consistently on a consistent basis. If you don't do that, guys, you're not going to have a customer base to serve. Your referral network, Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, all those old school guys, they say you get 7 to 10% out of that customer base. So if you only have 100 customers, that means you're only getting 7 to 10 deals a year. If you want to make good money, if you want to support your family, if you want to go on those vacations that you want, if you want your wife to stay home with the kids, you've got to be doing more than 7 to 10 deals. Depending on what your median price range is. If your median price range is $1 million, yes, you can make a great living doing 7 to 10 deals on $1 million deals. But if your median sales price is $300,000, you'll probably need to do more than 7 to 10 deals to be able to make a good living. But prospect, prospect, prospect. Number one thing that any sales agent, team leader, broker owner could do to better their business is prospect. I hope you've really enjoyed today's real estate agent tips video. And if you had, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're part of the 30% agents who aren't satisfied at your current broker and you want to sit down and you want to have a one-on-one conversation, get on my calendar down below. I want to chat with you about how eXp Realty is obsessed with agent success. And when you partner with me, you're partnering with the Channel Junkies network, and you're partnering with the Honey Badgers network, the two biggest, baddest networks in all of eXp Realty. And I want you to be successful, because if you're not, I'm not. And I want you to be successful. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.